it seems more like a giant money laundering operation more than anything. I mean, you take in this massive amount of money, right? I mean, okay, like Oprah, I'm really shocked about Oprah. Like, why does Oprah need $1 million? Like, Oprah's a billionaire, right? I was shocked at all. I thought she was doing it because she believed in it. But here's the thing, there's laws against two things. Number one, you can't make false statements, but also material omissions of fact. They were keeping everybody in the dark about how bad things were. They're just basically, painting this rosy picture when meanwhile, it's like, they're all in quicksand, sinking really fast.
What up, what up, what up? It's your homeboy B. Watt, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Cancel B. Watt. And in this episode, I'm going to be discussing something interesting that has been floating around the internet ever since the presidential election. As we all know by now, Kamala Harris lost the presidential election to Donald Trump, and it wasn't close. Now, what's interesting about the Kamala Harris campaign is that they were able to raise a record-breaking amount of money. Kamala Harris raised more than $1.4 billion, and crazy enough, they spent the entire $1 billion in less than 3 months, and they have managed to end the campaign $20 million in debt. Now, if that wasn't crazy enough, there have been many people who donated to the Kamala Harris campaign who have complained about the transparency of the spending. Interestingly enough, Harris campaign officials said they too were kept in the dark about the state of campaign financing, and they were also left in the dark about Kamala Harris's actual prospects of winning the election. So it's looking like somebody from the Harris campaign was being dishonest about the campaign finances. They were being dishonest about the analytical data, while meanwhile raising a record-breaking amount of money and simultaneously spending it all on advertisements, marketing consultants, and purchasing celebrity endorsements, and of course, rally performances from your favorite musical artists. It's starting to sound like a Ponzi. The Harris campaign has been accused of spending $650 million on advertising and marketing. That's in comparison to Donald Trump spending about $380 million total on the entire campaign, just as a comparison. The Harris campaign has been accused of paying Beyonce $10 million for a campaign rally in Houston, Texas, in which she was expected to perform at, but ultimately did not. But she did give a very heartwarming 3-minute speech with her fellow bandmate Kelly Rowland by her side, wearing a large suit. I don't know if I believe that, y'all. $10 million is a lot even for Beyonce. For just her appearance, I'm not sure about that. The Harris campaign has been accused of paying Oprah $1 million, which she denied, but the FEC filings show that the Harris campaign made a $1 million payment to her production company. This is not a good time for Oprah to be getting caught up in a lie, y'all. You know they got other stuff bubbling about Oprah. The Harris campaign paid almost $4 million to some marketing agency, which was a company that connects clients with social media influencers. They spent $12 million on digital media consultants. And listen, this is the $100 set that everybody keeps talking about for whatever this podcast, your daddy podcast. I could have made this set for under $400 at IKEA. The Harris campaign spent about $56 million on payroll, although many workers fear that they may not be getting paid for their work for some reason. So Kamala Harris booked everybody. She booked everybody for shows and appearances. Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, J-Lo, Usher, Cardi B, Quavo, Ricky Martin, wow, and a bunch of other people. So now a woman by the name of Lindy Lee, who is apparently a member of the Democratic National Convention Finance Committee, has been putting Kamala Harris's campaign on blast about their fundraising tactics and their spending. Go figure. Lindy Lee helped to raise millions of dollars for the Harris campaign. And basically, if I am understanding her correctly, What she seems to be saying is that the Harris campaign was telling everybody that they were going to win for sure, guaranteed. Now, common sense would tell someone, common sense would tell anybody that donating money to an election does not guarantee a victory for the candidate that you are supporting monetarily. But apparently, the Kamala Harris campaign was implying that they had some advanced analytics or something, and that this was basically guaranteed that Kamala Harris will win, that the election was basically in the bag. Now, of course, we know not only did she lose, it wasn't even close. So, with all these advanced analytics, these poll predictions, how could the Harris campaign not be aware that this election was going to be a total landslide? But what if they did know? The Harris campaign kept raising money until the election was almost over, probably knowing, possibly knowing, allegedly knowing that they were going to lose, while still, into the wee hours of the election, guaranteeing a win to its donors, even on election day. So let's understand this. The donors were not asking for this information. The Harris campaign allegedly was pushing this narrative that she would win, although they possibly already had the data that the election would be a total landslide. And of course, they raised $1.5 billion and recklessly spent it in under 3 months. To me, this sounds illegal, but I'm more interested to know what you all think. Do you think that the Harris campaign was aware that they were going to lose this election? If so, when do you think that they became aware that they were going to lose this election? Secondly, do you think that the Harris campaign should be held accountable for excessively spending on celebrity endorsements and performances? Do you think it's democratic for a candidate to purchase the endorsement of a public figure? And finally, if this is all true, and I mean, it's not really speculation because we could see the FEC reports, but like, if this is true, do you think that the Kamala Harris campaign might have broken the law some kind of way? Because I'm pretty sure this is illegal in business. So why would it not be illegal in politics? One more thing. If Kamala Harris mismanaged her campaign and her campaign finances to this magnitude, what do y'all think she would have did if she would have became president?